Hey, hi, how are you? My name is Phil, and welcome back to Magic the Gathering, and welcome back to another historic Brawl video starring the Praetors. Now, this one has taken me a while to get together. As you may see, it actually says take two up here, because this is the second iteration of the deck I've made. But let's explain what's happening. We're doing a series here on the channel, and semi-hype up for the release of Phyrexia All Will Be One by doing historic brawls on each of the Praetors. The other three videos should have already come out at this point. And this will be the fourth one, the Heretic Praetor, the final one. The one that was by far and away the hardest to build around and play around. He wants to be a control card because of the way that his ability works. Because he plays like a control card, giving you extra impulsive draw and limiting your opponent to only impulsive draw. But the problem is he doesn't have a color that makes him work like a control card. It's very hard to play mono red control. So instead, we kind of struck a line right down the middle, where we have lots of powerful, really early, powerful stuff, like Dragon's Rage Channel is in here, G2 Lava Runner, Monastery Swiftspear, Phoenix Chick, we got some Play with Fire, Sticky Fingers, Spikefield Hazard, and a lot of 2-drops, because this is where our biggest power spike is on our second turn. Because that's when we can start using a lot of our stuff to our advantage. Our bit of our higher end stuff involves some more powerful cards like Visions of Phyrexia and Leyline Tyrant for mana and card advantage, Goldspan Dragon for a lot of mana advantage, and some big ol' endgame stuff like Combustible Gear Hulk, Cityscape Leveler, and Godfarer's Statue. I was considering putting a Portal to Phyrexia in here, but it's kind of a dead draw in Historic Brawl, especially in Mono Red, because it is very, very difficult to play. And if I accidentally get it early with Impulsive Draw, it's a very, very much a dead draw. Mana base is pretty straightforward. I have a Command Tower in here because I think it's funny. There are some different lands you could include that would work pretty well. Some of the unique lands throughout the game that you could probably include for some great power. I personally found that it just kind of cluttered up the game plan a bit to do anything more than just bunch of mountains, one-off creature land, one-off channel land, because, well, you can only do one of each. It's Historic Brawl, after all. Command Tower, because I thought it was funny, and a Plaza of Heroes for legendary protection. Overall, this deck tries to play really fast around your massive amount of card advantage that you will get throughout lots of cards, such as Chandra Just to Kill, your Visions of Phyrexia, your Urabrask himself, your Hazaret's Monument, all sorts of crazy stuff that'll help you draw a lot and draw a lot fast, and just find all the answers you need. It's quite difficult to pilot. It's taken me a long time to feel like it's in a solid place that I can legitimately play it and not feel like I'm just throwing myself into the void endlessly and being like, all right, I can't win a game. I think this version's gotten pretty powerful, but I gotta say, Urabrask, he's not my favorite commander. I think he's a great card to fit into a deck and say, like, maybe like an Izzet or Jeskai Control Shell, where he can just kind of be slotted in as a cute little one-off inside of, like, you know, a standard setup, or like just kind of slid in there in a commander deck as one of your 5-drops. But overall, he's really rough to play around, and sometimes you don't even want to play around him, you just want to play around your other cards and play this like an aggro deck. Either way, that's it for the intro section here. Hopefully the gameplay that follows will be good. I've been getting some good gameplay so far with the deck, but haven't actually recorded it yet. So we'll see how the recording goes. Hopefully it's good, and hopefully it's gameplay you enjoy. And if you do enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and comment about what you liked, or the coolest combo that I pulled off, or something. I don't know. Enjoy. Why am I playing Golos? What the... Alright, well, we're on the play. This is pretty much okay. It's as good as it gets. It means we either get to a Braid turn 2, or... Right, we drew extra mana, so we're going to Arcane Signet on 2 here. I think that's the right play. Chaos Warp is, like, okay. I could Chaos Warp myself for the lulz. Thanks for the Howling Mine, I guess? That's very weird. Alright, well... Dragon Rage Channeler. I guess I could have destroyed it. I think I might destroy it on this next turn. I'll get my double draw. And actually, let's destroy target artifact here. But only hit their Chromatic Lantern, because that's all that matters. Now we need that land. We light up the Sage for Spectacle cost. We still need that land. Sorry, Dragon Rage Channeler. Play land, play Phoenix Chick. I think we end up playing Urabrask here, probably. They're really much so in trouble. They can't activate Golos when he comes down because I killed their thing. Mesmeric Orb. What in tarnation are they running? I mean, I'll take it. You just made me go through all of my cards? In a good way? Urabrask. I am quite confused as to, like, what's happening. Are they just like a mono-white play stuff from the graveyard deck? But they have Golos as their commander? This is weird. Not really gonna complain. Skyclave Relic. Okay, so they finally have some of the mana they need. Each player mills 3 cards. Exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards. For each creature you gain 1 life. So they just mill. Got it. I can just invoke Calamity and hit a bunch of cool stuff out of my graveyard, though. And then, like, Grape Shot to kill, probably. Alright, let's start with a Play with Fire here. Get the Invoke Calamity. Play with Fire. A Braid. I'll off their Orb because I'm tired of it. Alright, I still need my Mechanized Warfare. I was going to combo off with Grape Shot, but I realized this was just better. Because now they are like... They're essentially dead on their next turn, I'm pretty sure. I think I can combo off hard enough between Lotus Petal or like... Sorry, between Gilded Lotus, Relic of Legends. I think I can like... Never mind, they have 9 HP now? This is so weird. Alright, well, start with the easy things to play. Can I play Ornithopter, can I? No, I cannot. So they're like mono-white control, but using a shell of Golos. Which is really strange. And all of that to get a Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. Can I just kill? Hang on, let me do some math. I might be able to just kill. So we do that, we do that. We play the Gilded Lotus, because that adds to our storm count. Tap Gilded Lotus for all red. Chaos Warp the Flesh Scourger. Pray we don't hit something that's scarier. We did, but it was enough to give us lethal. I don't know what I just played into. But we won, I guess. Raylease Sky Shroud? Sky Shroud Partisan? Raylease Sky Shroud Partisan? Okay, so this is good because it means Gitu can just kind of get rolling early and we can Fiery Impulse on turn 2. It only does 2 damage, but it'll probably kill anything that they play. Yeah, Arboreal... Actually, it doesn't kill Arboreal Grazer. Funny enough. Yeah, they're mono green, though. I don't really have to worry too much. Let's see if they block. Okay, well. Really enough to block, I guess. Spoiler alert, if someone's swinging in with like a little tiny creature, don't just block. 99% of the time, they're blocking because they have something to gain out of you block. Or like, sorry. If they're just like swinging like that, 99% of the time, they have something to gain by swinging like that. And it's not just that, well, I'll see if they don't block. If they just hard play for Elise, I'm probably in trouble. I mean, they can just play. They can seek an elf card, I guess. But that... Okay, Paradise Druid. Drop the Swiftfoot Boots. I'm a 2-2 now, but I don't want to really trade, but I do want to trade, but I don't want to trade. Does this untap? It does. Wait, this is an alchemy card. It has perpetually on it. I didn't know that. This is a really weird matchup, and we're essentially boned from the looks of things. Does this do damage to a Planeswalker? It does. I could just kill their Planeswalker with an Heartfire Immolator. Problem is, I don't know if I can. I don't quite know what they're going for. I'm going to assume they're just going to play their commander now. Unfortunately for myself, I don't have an instant interaction to kill the Paradise Druid while it's tapped. They don't know that, though, so they're probably playing a head game with themselves of do they have interaction? When, like... What a douche. Anyways. You ever just watch someone play a creature? Oh, okay, well that was stupid of you. Goodbye to your druid. And unless they want to double block it, it gets in. I guess they could single block it with the 1-3. I guess they just really wanted everything but their Masked Vandal to die there. What do I have in the graveyard now? I have Seize the Spoils and Fiery Impulse. I can invoke Calamity for pretty high value. Okay. Oh. So they get a free elf. That'll hit for 3. Oh, it won't actually. It'll hit for 2. Because I'll be taking it out. So I can hit the Faceless Agent with it and then make my treasure token that way. Or I could just hard play my commander. I don't think they'll have a way to deal with him, but we'll find out. When you're the beatdown deck, you have to go on the beatdown. They're clearly trying to play the control matchup here, which just... I'm not quite sure that works out when you're mono green. I feel like you should be ramping and playing stuff. And especially not triple blocking out of nowhere for no reason. Okay, so if they want to use that, they have to use it now, which does waste some of their mana. I'm not flying, I'm not an enchantment, so those two cards don't work. You basically cycle it for a green if you want to play it. Which isn't a bad decision, mind you. Cycling for a green isn't a terrible idea. So it gives them something else in their hand, as opposed to not in their hand. I don't know if they know that, though. I don't know if they know how Urabrask works. A lot of people have been very confused about Urabrask's functions when they play against me. That leads to a lot of this. A lot of my opponent not quite knowing what to do. So I just sit here and fiddle with my actual physical magic cards. That's the smart play. You have the mana open, just go for it. In case you wonder what I'm fiddling with, I am fiddling with my... Is it Phoenix Challenger deck? And just trying to get a handle for how it draws. Can that play lanes off the top? Can play this off the top here. I think we just invoke Calamity. Because I can afford both. And then we discard Shatter Skull. And yeah, it goes down to 2, so that dies. Draw 2 off it. I play my Reckless Barbarian here. I don't think that's the play, though. I think the play is hold out. Okay, unfortunately, only hit a land. Oh, I mean, I guess it's fortunate and unfortunate. It's fortunate because that's something they now, like, feel the need to play. Bad timing. Goldspan kills it now.
I take no counsel with trespassers.
I mean, I guess they could, like, do the +1, but I think they want a -1, yeah. Unfortunately for them, Goldspan kills them. They're probably thinking, I have to deal with this Urabrask on the ground, otherwise my Freyalise dies. Well, now the problem is you're going to have Goldspan in the air. They don't know that, I know. I could also do the classic play Goldspan and then turn a treasure into my Reckless Barbarian? Okay. Man, they really, really hate the fact that I play treasures. That is the second they've destroyed for no... I haven't played a single other artifact. Squeeze good here. This is the first artifact I'm going to play that they really should have destroyed. Goldspan her because he cannot be stopped. Those two face. And then all of that face. I don't know why they're going for the trade there. I feel like that's a little silly. It doesn't get any value when it dies, right? I guess they're thinking maybe they can bring it back from the graveyard. I think we do just... We just play Reckless Barbarian here because they seem to really freaking hate our artifacts. So we turn our artifacts into a creature that is a mana rock in and of themselves. And the plus side, they're hitting lands again, meaning that they only have a handful of cards. They can only play what's already in their hand. This deck really suffers when you're giving your opponent an impulsive draw that they wanted to play anyways off the top. Like, I've had matchups into white decks where they get, like, a removal spell off the top, and I'm like, ah, well, that sucks. Or matchup into black where there's pull a removal off the top, and it's like, ah, well, I guess my Urabrask is dead. You really need to get ahead of the opponent to really stand a chance with the Urabrask. The problem is he's 5 mana, so by the time you get him on board, your opponent's ahead. You know? Why in tarnation are you running Treetop Warden? Also, I now just don't swing with anything other than Goldspan, I guess. Simple solution. Okay, you proliferate. Small problem, you don't have anything to proliferate. I guess if they get a land next turn, they can use this guy to give him a hand. Oh, Obliterating Bolt. Goodbye to your Death Toucher. Let's play this and start ramping mana this way, and I think... I forgot. So this is a fun thing with Goldspan. If I really needed mana to play something out, I could have done that. Sack 4. I don't need my creatures. My Swiftfoot Boots are long gone, and Obliterating Bolt doesn't matter. Let's replay Squee. And let's just keep the beatdown going, because this is how you have to play Urabrask once you get past a certain point in time. You have to become the beatdown. I don't think that's the right play. I don't think losing 2 of your creatures to Urabrask is the right play. Also, obviously you kill Evolution Sage, so they can't proliferate. There's an obvious answer here. I guess I could Tibalt's Trickery myself and see what I hit. I've hit a, I've Tibalt's Trickeried myself to hit my Mox Amber, though, which has been really funny. Doesn't quite work. I could Tibalt's Trickery them. Fuck it. We're here to have fun. I guess they maybe get to cast their Bloodline Pretender. That's not bad for them. That's a 2/2. That's pretty nice, right? They get a free 2/2 out of that. Tibalt's Trickery is in here because I like to self-counter shenanigans. If they drew another elf, it's a little better for them, yeah. But, like, I still have a lot of incoming damage next turn. Not what I expected, but okay. And we don't have to do anything with our other on-ground creatures, so I think we just win now. And we finally just, like, out-grinded them. Pushed them to play like I play, with 0 cards in hand. My top decks were just better, I guess. Plus side is almost no matter what they do, Cityscape Leveler gets to destroy something of theirs next. I guess they could, like, flicker their, or, like, blink their Masked Vandal, but, like... Yeah, I'll say it. Unless they kill my... Even if they do kill my Cityscape Leveler, I can just unearth it. And just straight up murder them afterwards. That should be game, though, because they can't stop my flyer, yeah. GG's. Tanazir Quandrix. It's a Simic deck. Something you probably noticed at this point is we're not playing against many, like, we're not playing against S tier decks. We're not playing against A tier decks. We're pretty much playing against the B tier. Urabrask is not a very powerful Neat. Urabrask is not a very powerful commander, so he doesn't really, like, get to shine all that often. Shadow Spear, that's a great thing to hit with a Braid. Great 2-drop to lead into a Fable on 3. Very poggers for me. So it looks like they're probably going to go... I don't even remember what this card does. No one ever plays it. Double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Whenever it attacks, you may have the base power and toughness of other creatures you control become equal to its power. End of turn. Alright, well, let's start with the classic. Destroy the Shadow Spear. It needs to die. We have two options on our next turn, then. It's either Celestis or Fable. I think the answer is to Fable, because then we can ditch either Celestis or Relic of Legends, because we don't need both of them. We do not need both. I think the play is going to be just play Fable. We want to hold up Invoke Calamity, because we can invoke Calamity for something cool here soon. I think we dumped the Relic of Legends, by the way. It doesn't get much value in the deck. Okay, mutate creature. Did they whiff their land drop? If they did, that's really good for us. They did not. That's very bad for us. Now it's a 3/3 and we can't block it unless we double block. Which we could, I guess, but it's not worth it. And drop the Relic of Legends on a land, I think. This is just really bad. We're just whiffing really hard on what we need. We needed our like, removal spells, and we just kind of missed on all of them. I don't run too many, because on average, you don't really want to run them, but... This is also like our archenemy deck. It is a deck that is all about +1/+1 counters. So it is quite literally our archenemy. +1/+1 counter decks are nearly impossible for mono red to defeat unless you are getting ahead early and being the beatdown, which we are just currently not. I think we just block with a G2 Lava Runner and pray. Oh, great. I get another landfall trigger. We're probably dead. Because they're going to, like, double their things, right? Double all their counters. We probably just die here in a minute. On the plus side, we can Combustible Gear Hulk and see what happens. Ooh, Cityscape Leveler, if we can get him off the ground. Do I get to draw 3? On the plus side, we can Reflections of Kiki Jiki, the Combustible Gear Hulk, meaning we can just get free card draw / free damage every turn. Unfortunately for us, we're probably just dead here in a second. Hopefully they whiff their land drop. Looks like they did. Alright, well, we have the power to just kind of start jump blocking. That's not an artifact, is it? No, it's not. Let's do the easy thing first. I think it's weird that I'm doing this on my turn and not their turn. I think it's just, like, slightly better. Let's yoink their cards. No. This does 3 damage now, which isn't very good. I think we play this to just, like, stack up some stuff. Can't block, unfortunately, for us. Playing these two. If our opponent is silly enough to give us card draw. Never block Feldon. Yeah, okay. I don't think we die here. Think. It's a big ol' think. If they swing with everything, we might. Gilded Lotus doesn't do anything, fortunately. Replicating Ring also doesn't do anything, so we don't die. I could have made sure some of their stuff died. We can burn down the house, but then that still has 5 toughness, right? We're in a rough station here. I think the answer is Cityscape Leveler. Destroy the Elemental. And pray they don't find a way to kill me with their Quandrix. Now I can start duping powerful cards. Okay, I am now very close to die. Very close to die. Thankfully for myself, my opponent is a very silly Billy. Alright, let's start with the easy thing. Dupe. Do you let me draw 3? Yay or nay? Thank you. Alright, well, 5 damage to each creature and planeswalker. I lose my card advantage, but they lose their commander. Math is hard. Play Arcane Signet here. A tiny bit of mana ramp in the short term. We might win. But this is going to be painfully close. We can deal 5 damage to anything that lands, so if something with haste lands, we probably don't die. If they just replay their commander, I think we just kill it off the rip. Yeah, okay. I think we just win now, right? They're probably like, aha, Great Henge gives me life. I don't think they can play their commander off this, can they? Because they only have 6 mana and he costs 7, right? Costs 7, so you can't. Alright, well, because of the deck is based around Urabrask, we'll just swing with our commander. If I wanted to really be rude, I would have swung with a leveler, but nah. Go for the commander kill. That was a very tight game. I think I made some poor decisions. Like, for example, I think I could have used Combustible Gearhulk on my opponent's turn for an extra blocker instead of on my turn for an extra attacker. I think that was a misplay. But at the same time, it ended up working out. So was it really a misplay? You tell me in the comments. Alright, who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? We got Giada. Ooh, that was going to be really tough. We basically need to mulligan until we have a removal spell. Because if we don't, we die. Because Giada will ramp out a billion angels with a billion toughness. Because every Giada player goes... Plains turn 1, Plains turn 2, Giada. This is so close to being good, but no. Cathartic Pyre saves me. We just need to be able to kill them on curve. Much to my own chagrin. Hey, remember when I said the words Plains turn 1, Plains turn 2, Giada? Remember when I said those words out loud? Oh man, that was so funny. Almost like Giada players are terribly predictable. They don't really play much. Bloodline Pretender, huh? That's the most original you've gotten there, buddy boy. Alright. Fable. Fable because I want to get as much mana as fast as possible. Because I want to be able to get a Cityscape Leveler down. I could potentially just like double Grape Shot and kill Giada that way, but I don't think I have the anything. Oh, I do. Never mind. I'll play him. Storm allows me to just kill Giada right off the get-go. And I think we just vibe. And the next turn, double swing, extra mana, extra card advantage. Right, they don't have some crazy big angel that does something like that. Alright, well, we still get card advantage. We're currently on the ramp towards cityscape leveler.jpg phase. Really? You want to give me 4 cards to look through? Okay. What we got? Can I invoke Calamity? I can invoke Calamity, hit Cathartic Fire and Grape Shot? Yes, please. Now, because we had 2 on the stack, we kill everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more mana. Daxos is pretty rough for me because I can't really keep up with it, but we can't just play Urabrask. How the hell is this? I guess one of the turns that have already begun. Whatever. We now have 2 really great cards in hand, but we desperately need to find our mana sources. We know they're whiffing on mana though, so it's really strong for us. Whenever a creature dies of an aura you control is attached to return target creature with mana 2 or less from the graveyard to your hand. I only have 6 mana, which is really tough. 7 mana. I think we just do this now. Dump Squee, Dump Mountain. We play this, much to our own chagrin. But we exile one of their things, so now they take damage every time they cast a spell. Starting next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, every time they cast something now, they're taking just a little bit of damage. Yeah, I think we just hold, though. Starting next turn, we play Sundering Titan, and we just start wiping the board, right? Actually, we probably play Cityscape Leveler and start wiping the board, killing off their Righteous Valkyrie. We don't want them to gain extra lands. This will probably just, like, make them concede, like, straight up. Bite of that. I do take 2. That's just casts, by the way. That's the cool part about Cemetery Gatekeepers, it's just casts. So if I just keep duping my Cityscape Leveler and keep swinging with it, they actually can't do anything. Cosmos Elixir is a little annoying, but spoiler alert, it dies now. I could steal their stuff. Let's play a land and then let's steal their stuff. Garden Savior seems pretty good. I do take 2. Let's kill off their stuff that I care about. That I think might have a chance at killing me. So now they're going to start having a very hard time dealing with what I've got. And they still can't recast Giada. I think we've kind of got a handle on this. Okay, so here's the kicker. You didn't cast it. You had it enter as a copy, which just straight up doesn't work. So I can destroy their Cityscape Leveler. Reading is hard, I guess. So now I can just destroy their Cityscape Leveler and the attack trigger. And we win. Yeah, so that's something that you have to be careful about with Cityscape Leveler. So, like, the important thing here is that the original was Sculpting Steel, which is you may have it enter the battlefield as a copy. It's entering the battlefield as Cityscape Leveler, it is not being cast. So even though they're trying to get the effect to destroy my Cityscape Leveler, they did not cast this. They cast Sculpting Steel. But it ETB'd a Cityscape Leveler. Well, it doesn't have an ETB effect. It just has an attack and cast trigger. Which is why when I made my copy, I had to swing to destroy stuff. Yeah, that's why this bad boy deserves his home in this deck. He can really bring home games like that. Good job, Cityscape Leveler. I'm proud of you. Scarab God. I don't know in what universe Urabrask is on the same level of power as Scarab God, but I guess we're here. Sounds fine. Why is it fine? Great 2-drops. I think we just play out the Mox Amber and see what they do. A lot of people get really antsy around a Mox Amber thinking you have like a really early play. It's really just in here so that I have well, I do have a play actually. Wow, do they really hold up Counterspell mana on turn 2? Oh yeah, this is gonna be one of those. Oh, never mind, it's just an Unsubstantiate. That's... Okay, I really don't think that's the right play, buddy. Really don't think that's the right play. Right, well, we can Magda and upgrade now. Which is good. I get it, they slowed me down. I could have like swung on my next turn, made a treasure token, done something fancy, but I just don't think that was the play. Grim Tutor already? It was a little excessive. What do I know though? Alright, I play Chandra.
Without the sun, I'll light your way.
So we now have 3 mana, so we can potentially play one of these. I guess we just play the Immolator then. Next turn we get the visions down, I think. Hardfire Immolator is pretty good because of the way that you can just like combo off with it. Like right here, I can just kill their creature. There's no reason to keep my own creature around if I can take out one of theirs, right? And I guess killing off their ramp was too much for the Scarab God? Now I know, you want so much more gameplay than that. I know, I get it, but this deck is really tough to pilot. And I know that I don't have the best cards in it. I'm sure you can see some moments in the gameplay when, like, if I just had X, Y, or Z better card, it would have worked, but I don't. I'm not a huge red player in the first place, so I don't have all of the insane amazing cards. I just have a chunk of some of them, mostly the more recent ones or some of the re-releases. Some of the important ones like God Pharaohs, which didn't even get a chance to shine, or like Combustible Gear Hulk, which really gets to go off, but all in all, I think I got to show off the deck, I got to show off what it does, I got to show off that it is a weird combo of aggro and control. And I don't mean it's mid-range. That's the weird thing, is I don't think this is truly a mid-range deck, because it doesn't really do the mid-range thing of have some answers and have some aggro. It's either full hard aggro or it's like full hard control. You know, like you're drawing tons of cards, they're only getting 1 exiled per turn, you're playing your God Pharaoh statues and Cityscape Levelers to destroy their stuff, they got nothing. You could lay a Sundering Titan to blow up their lands. Which, by the way, can be done. Really scary, because you can destroy your entire own mana base. But you can just blow up all of like a monocolored deck's lands with it. It's just kind of scary to do. Because you blow up all your own lands. Or you can, depending on how you cast, but it still does its job, don't get me wrong. But overall, yeah, he's fun. He sits in a weird spot because the game doesn't know who to matchmake him with because he's not very strong on his own. Urabrask, I mean. But he's not really like a wimpy commander that goes against like the random like, this brand new uncommon legendary that is for a very niche commander deck. He doesn't really fight them either, because no one really plays them. So he's just kind of stuck in this awkward spot of you either have to have your deck be fine-tuned to a perfect curve no matter what you're drawing, or just let go of all inhibitions. Let your hatred and malice flow away from you into the ether and just embrace the rage that fills you. Because, my god, I can't believe I'm hitting all these lands when my deck does, in fact, only have 38 lands. You might think 38 lands sounds like a lot for Historic Brawl. Not really. Most decks want to run like 40 in Historic Brawl because you don't have the time you have in Commander to wait your opponents out, right? Like, there's not other threats on board. It is just 1v1. So missing land drops can be hugely detrimental. I think there's actually a game versus Giada that was in the matches that you're going to see where Giada just like couldn't come down again. So they couldn't use Giada anymore because they kept missing land drops. I know I didn't help with that with Urabrask, but we'd like to ignore that fact. Either way, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. If you did like it, if you didn't, I'm sorry. Tell me how to do better down in the comments. Either way, thanks for hanging out and watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.